Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. I have another Just Because layout. It wasn't just because that I did create this specifically in mind for the 49 Market design team application, and so I am choosing to share it now that they have closed that opportunity to apply and just share what I created. So we will have to all wait together to see, if they liked what I created, if I fit onto the team. If I don't, I don't exactly know what to expect. Have you ever applied for a design team? I have been on a design team. It was for my sister's scrapbook store. I designed kits and layouts and mini albums and things like that, but it's been quite a long time, so I don't know um, yeah, what design teams are like. So we will see what happens. And if not, I'll just keep creating and see what happens. So, anyway, I am documenting Mother's Day, and of course, I'm using the collection by Dennis Bruton by 49 and Market, and this was Botanical Buzz. And so, the first little bit that I did, that I fussy cut one of the pages that had, I guess I'd call it like a built-in, kind of like a frame area. So I actually distressed the outside edge, and then I did use some of my hexagon. What are those hexagons? Yes, hex, whatever shape that is. I used my die cut and cut several different shapes out of some of the pattern papers that I had because I wanted to repeat the shapes that you could see within the pattern papers. So the only thing that bothered me about this particular paper was at the top, the hexagons have a flat edge, whereas on the top upper right, and then in the lower left, it has turned where the top part is actually a point. And so that was a struggle for me, but with whatever area that I was adding the extra shapes to, that I pointed them in the same direction that they were on the pattern paper. So I just went with it. I let go of trying to have everything the same all the way around. And so I'm documenting pictures from Mother's Day. Sorry for the glare on the photos, that I still haven't quite figured out how to stop that when my page is in a certain place on my mat. I need to pay more attention to that. But anyway, I'm using the laser cuts here of the florals. And here you can see I'm just auditioning, adding those all the way across the bottom there. So here I'm finally getting to the point where I am going to start putting this all together. I do decide to trim down my background piece. I'm going to rough it up like I have the rest of uh, the bits and pieces on this particular layout so far. And then I am going to add a background piece here. I think I do end up gutting it, but really it's just, oh, do I not? Oh, I messed. Okay, so I um, do use the ground espresso, add some ink around it. Sometimes I ink things and sometimes I don't. It depends if I think to do it, but on this particular one, I was very intentional about adding ink and making it look very distressed. Um, that's just the feeling that the paper gave me. So I think that's why I actually thought to, oh, the color's off on this. Anyway, I will have to see if I can fix that. Hopefully, if you see this and it looks fine, then I was able to find a way to fix it. So if not, the color, I was probably working on this late in the evening, so the coloring was probably not great in my craft room. And sometimes that's, if that's the time that you get to craft, that's the time you get to craft. So you can see off to the side here, I do have a few of those hexagons that I'm going to add off to the side. And I do have those distressed as well. Trying to decide how I'm gonna add my title as well as my photos here, just the spacing, things like that. And trying to kind of fit them within those graphic lines as well that's on the pattern paper. So I want to use all of that design that was created for me to my advantage. So and here I think I was originally going to cut out the section where oh, and I do. So I debated on whether to leave the brown and put my title on there, but eventually I do decide to go ahead and kind of make a wonky map, but have it all together in one particular piece. So you saw that I just used my pencil, was dry fitting things, make a mark, cut, and just whittled it down till I got it to the size that I wanted it to be. And so here I am using some foam adhesive to give a little dimension as well to my photos. Again, doing the distressing to add the continuity around the entire layout here. And I will also add the Ground Espresso ink to the sides as well. And I don't have to, I kind of like the little bit of white, the little bit of the darkness, depending on how the ink hits that roughed up paper. So it just gives a great dimension as well as you have that roughed up area. Also, when I do the foam adhesive, I do like to use a mixture of both dry and wet adhesive just to make sure that I have that instant stick, and then the wet adhesive helps to make sure that it will stay long term. So getting that down there, just making sure everything fits good. So now it looks like I'm ready to stick that big piece down. Get that down, get my pictures adhered as well. And so here I am bringing out another 49 Market product as well as antique linen. And so I wanted to give just some subtle stamping of like some scripty words, the music notes. And so as you can see that I didn't even put it on a stamping block, so I wasn't looking for perfection, and really I was just looking for some subtle text stamping in a tone-on-tone look, just to give that background just a little bit of oomph there. So using these very old Prima stickers to spell out Mother's Day. And then the 2025, that was actually from, I think, the Crafty Garden had a chipboard letter number set, and so it still had the numbers there, so I did include that as well. Adding in my hexagons in the places, and so then I'm going to start adding in all of my layers here. So the hexagons are kind of the base. I'm going to bring in some of the laser cuts of these yellow hexagon pieces. And as I detailed before, that I have I have this piece, and I'm going to trim it up to split it and add it in a couple different places. Of course, I always audition it to see, is it long enough? Can I make it work with the section that is sticking out there? And you also saw that I did, when I put those small letters, that I did put some adhesive on the back of my hand. And then that way, those are old letter stickers that have been in my stash for a while. And when they're small like that, it just helps to kind of lightly dip them in the liquid glue and adhere those to the page. And so by putting it on the back of your hand, it just, I don't know, it saves me time from cleaning something else up or making sure that I don't, move a piece of paper on my layout over the top of a big glob of glue that may or may not be on my craft mat there. So Let's see. It looks like I must be getting towards the end of my creation here, that I am using the Nuvo gold spray here, just adding some droplets here around my layout to just get a little bit of metallic sparkle here. I did use some foam adhesive on some of my flowers there just to give a little bit of dimension. Looks like I found one additional piece of the laser cut there, just trying to get that added on, taking a little look, and I think I'm going to add just one little flower up in this area as well. So adding the leaf, getting some dimension on this one last flower, and then that's pretty much going to wrap things up. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. I will have a link to all my social media accounts, so if you are new here to this channel, go check those out. Give me a like, subscribe, leave comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.